What is going on, guys? Armand here. Welcome back to the channel. So it's no secret that travel and landscape photography is one of the harder niches to make money in, but it's absolutely possible. A lot of people do it, and I want to share with you 5 of the ways to make money in this genre of photography. So these are in no particular order because it really depends how you want to scale your business. You know, one of these might be a really good way of making money for you, or a couple of them might be good, but I think overall it's important to have multiple income streams when doing any kind of photography. So maybe out of the 5, you might want to pick 2 or 3 to like really focus on, or maybe none of these apply and you do something totally different to make money in landscape photography. And if you do, let me know. But let's get into it. So number 1 is print sales. And I feel like for most people, this is either going to be a really big part of their business or a small part of their business. For myself personally, this is a really small part of my business, and it's just kind of like a passive income source. So if you scale it at the really high end, like Peter Lick or National Geographic style gallery, that is going to be more so on the luxury client / high-end real estate or high-end interior designer market of people that you're going to be promoting your work to, or something like that, because those high-end print sales, they do bring in a lot of money, somewhere between, on the low end of 3,000 to 5,000 a print, all the way up to, I've seen them go for like 20 grand per print. It really depends on the edition, how many you're selling, etc. I don't think, especially starting off, opening your own photography gallery is really feasible for most people. So maybe a good place to start if you've been doing it a while is selling your photography at art shows, putting them up in local coffee shops. You know, things like that. Start at a local level and then maybe build your way up to that photography gallery later on. The way I personally do it is I have a SmugMug account that I sell my photos through. That's where my website is hosted off of, is SmugMug. I'll drop a link in the description and you can check it out for yourself. But people can just go on there, they can pick which print they want, the size, the format, all that. And then Bayphoto is my print lab of choice. They do all the fulfillment and shipping, and then I just, you know, make money from it. So I don't really have to do anything on my end other than take the picture, upload it, things like that. And I feel like for most people, that's probably gonna be the route to go, so they can focus on other things. And if people want to buy a print, they can just go to the website, and you know, it's super easy, passive way to make money, and there isn't really any overhead other than paying for the website every month. So print sales, it just depends how you want to scale it. So number 2 is workshops. And this is probably one of the more popular ways to make money as a landscape photographer. And really what that entails is taking clients to really pretty cool locations, probably that you've been to multiple times over, or partnering up with other photographers who have been there before and just joining on as someone to like jump in and help with the workshop. I've personally never taught a workshop or attended one. I really want to, and I've noticed that most workshops on the lower end are about $500 a person. It can go all the way up to $8,000 a person. The ones that I really want to do are the ones in Greenland, Antarctica, and Patagonia. Though those are probably like the coolest ones, I think. But photographers, they have workshops for all over the world, and usually I wouldn't even say you need to have a social media presence or a big following, because there's like amazing photographers everywhere who just aren't good at social media, but they know the locations really well. They know the best times of year to see them. You know, the list goes on. So maybe if you know your local area really well, you can offer workshops during the weekend, or a 1 to 3 day, you know, workshop, and just take people out, show them your favorite spots. Maybe you have some hidden spots that nobody knows about. Here, you know, in the Pacific Northwest, there's workshops all throughout spring and summer and fall. You know, there's some pretty cool ones, definitely. Maybe one of these days I'll offer workshops. Let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. From what I've seen, the majority of the clientele that attend the workshops are older people, like 50, 60 plus, who just have a lot of free time. They've taken up photography as a hobby and they want you to show them how to take cool photos, take them to cool locations, troubleshoot any problems they might have on location, help with composition. And another thing that sometimes they go over in the workshops is the post-processing, gear, you know, stuff like that. It's basically like a start to finish of how to take a cool photo in a cool location, because not everybody knows how to do that. You know, pre-social media days when we didn't have Instagram and all that, it was either you attended a workshop or you looked up blogs on the internet. YouTube wasn't really a thing either. A lot of people like that one-on-one in-person connection and they prefer it. So there you go. Workshops are a very good way of making money as a landscape photographer, and probably most people's favorite way, in my opinion and from what I've seen. So number 3, and it's personally my favorite way of making money is in landscape photography, and it's actually how I make most of my money, is licensing. If you don't know what licensing is, it's usually when a company or brand will come to you and say, hey, we really like this photo. We want to use it on our ad campaign or on a product or, you know, whatever the case might be. And you sell them the license to use the photo. And normally that'll be a 1 to 3 year non-exclusive license. And if they do go that route, let's say they license it non-exclusively for 1 year, they only own the rights to use that image for 1 year in whatever context you set your contract to, right? So let's say it's social media use only, and that'll be like one price. And then if it's social media, plus they can use it on their website or in emails or ads, whatever, that'll increase the price more. And then after that 1 year's expired, they have to come back to you and renew the license, usually for the same fee. You could also do an exclusive buyout, so they own all the rights to that image and you really can't use it anymore. You can change your contract terms so that maybe they own the exclusive rights to the photo, but then you can also use it, you know, strictly on your portfolio, you know, things like that. So licensing is a huge industry. Every photographer should know how to do it, whether it's landscape or not. Yeah, that's personally my favorite way of making money as a landscape photographer. And I do think that most of the clients that are looking for that are either corporate or brand related. This is actually, licensing is something I want to go over completely in a separate video because there's just so many ins and outs to it. To keep it short, licensing, really good, lucrative way to make money. That can be anywhere between $50 to $100 all the way up to $100,000 on like the extreme high end, but you know, commercial is probably closer to like 50,000 realistically on the high end. But there you go. There's the small rundown of licensing. So number 4 is courses and digital downloads. And as far as digital downloads, that could be presets or Photoshop actions, or, you know, just anything you can think of that's a digital product. If you're really good at post-processing, you can make a course on how to edit your images in your own personal style, or if there's something specific you want to show, you can charge a little bit for it or a lot. I've seen some courses go, you know, for $700 to $1,000, and it's usually hours long. I know Lightroom and Photoshop presets are really popular right now. If you have like a really distinct edit to your images, like a signature look almost, people are usually willing to pay money for that. And that's usually like in the $15 to $20 range. I personally don't like to sell Lightroom presets because I think general Lightroom and Photoshop knowledge is way more valuable than, you know, just some copy and paste preset personally. But this is a way that a lot of people do make a good amount of money, especially like the moody greens or the moody blue look. I know that's really popular in a lot of different genres of photography. I personally haven't bought any presets, but if somebody's offering some for free, I'll usually download it and just kind of like paraphrase off of it a little bit if I like the look. It could even be guides in your favorite national park or local guides, you know, wherever you live. And yeah, I know that's a really big money maker for a lot of people. I noticed one trend that's really popular right now is influencers helping other people become influencers. Since the influencer market is really big and popular right now, and the whole content creator thing is getting thrown around a lot, or that term. A lot of people are now giving their knowledge to other people of how to work with brands and stuff like that, which I think is really valuable information, because if everybody's on the same page, brands and these companies who are kind of cheap can't really take advantage of you if we're all giving the same response and not taking work for free and stuff like that. So there it is, number 4, courses and digital downloads. So number 5 is client work. And this can come in many different shades. For example, a lot of outdoor brands need their product shot, you know, on location in cool landscapes, things like that. I personally have a couple of those shoots coming up. It's nothing I can really share because I'm under a contract to not, you know, showcase the product in that way, unfortunately, but it's just part of the business. Another form of this could be working with tourism boards and sometimes doing like the influencer thing, like showing your favorite locations on social media. It could be shooting ad campaigns for major brands out in landscapes. It could even come in, you know, flavors that are not landscape specific. It might be in the studio, something like that, you know, which doesn't really fit the theme of this video, but you know, sometimes you have to do it. But I think in general, when it comes to shooting client work, it is going to be more of the product brand kind of area, because very rarely do you actually make money just from shooting the landscape and like that's it. It is going to be more so with involvement with people or products or things like that. Unless you're going the print route or the licensing route, it is going to involve other people, which is something I learned later on. So that's why I want to share this knowledge with you guys. That is number 5 for client work. And I want to give you guys a bonus tip: start a YouTube channel. That's what I'm doing. It gives you great exposure. Everybody uses YouTube for literally everything now. And it is a good way to kind of boost your follower numbers and expose yourself to more people who might want your products and services. Like if I grow this YouTube channel and then I want to offer workshops, the likelihood of the workshop selling out is much greater than if I didn't. So that's a really great marketing tool, honestly. Just start a YouTube channel, talk about your experiences, talk about the gear you use, you know, share your knowledge with people. That's giving them value and showing them that you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you aren't, and please like the video, and I will see you guys very soon.